Time now for our weekly tech feature here on Morning News Today. This week we are talking about WhatsApp's vulnerability.
Yeah, we're also talking about the $100 million development center Microsoft has built in Nairobi and Lagos. And we have with us tech expert and publisher of Stuff magazine, Toby Shapshak. Morning, Toby.
Well, I'm at the top desk now.
You're at the, you're top dog at the top desk.
You have arrived.
I've arrived.
Good morning.
This is so much more professional in the
When
Cyril Ramaphosa era that we sit at a desk.
The new dawn.
The new dawn.
Toby, you had to go there. Anyway, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you.
When I saw what you want to talk about WhatsApp's vulnerability, I had a thought in mind, and you must correct me if I'm wrong, because that's your world. I thought, is it because Facebook is involved now?
I don't think necessarily so, but look, all software has vulnerabilities, and they're a group of people, white hackers, black hackers, you know, people who look for vulnerabilities to a lot of the software companies have a bounty. If you find a vulnerability, they'll give you money. But in this instance, it seems to be that someone found a vulnerability and they were using it to hack a variety of people, including very specifically a UK human rights lawyer and a bunch of other people doing good in the world that they were being used to hack. But I hate to say it, I've been warning people for a long time. WhatsApp has intrinsic problems with it. This is just the latest one to come out of it. So what we've discovered is WhatsApp, you know, everything has vulnerabilities, but WhatsApp, because of its reach, it has over 1 billion users. Because so many people are using it, therefore the vulnerability has much greater impact. So they're going after one person, but they could potentially go after all of us.
Just remind us, for those of us who were so busy with the elections around last week this time, Toby, what had happened? What kind of information were they able to glean from WhatsApp, or what exactly did they do?
Well, it is an incredibly severe vulnerability, because what it is with one missed phone call that you don't even answer, they were somehow able to infiltrate your phone, access just about everything, your contacts, your pictures, who you were speaking to, what you were doing. I mean, that is an enormous backdoor. This is what worries me. When you give WhatsApp access to your phone, it asks, can I see your contacts? Can I access your pictures? Can I access your calendar?
Your location.
Your location. So I've turned off all of those things except contacts and photographs. Well, that's pretty revealing. If you're a human rights lawyer, the people in your contacts book are the people you contact or the people you message. That is the information that someone...
And you might be dealing with a sensitive case at the time that somebody wants to get to know the merits or the demerits of it.
Exactly, and this is very worrying. I mean, if you're an attorney in South Africa and you are working on a sensitive case or a competition case, or that is invaluable information. My concerns about Facebook is Facebook can use all of that other information with over and above this vulnerability issue, which is just the latest one. Facebook has access to a whole bunch of other information. It's called metadata. Who made the phone call? Where were you when you made the phone call? Who did you make it to? What are you doing? What was there? So that Facebook will use to sell us advertising. Facebook sells advertising. It tells us it's moving to privacy and it's going to talk about private messaging. It's not going to give up the most valuable form of advertising that it's ever had in the newsfeed just for nothing. It's just not going to do it.
Oh, well, very serious concerns about those vulnerabilities. If you're using WhatsApp, take a note. Okay, let's talk about this positive news. $100 million development center that Microsoft has built in two of the biggest African cities, Nairobi and Lagos.
Yes, indeed, and very impressive investment, really. It's $100 million over the next 5 years. I don't know that the Facebook imagery is entirely appropriate, but I don't think people can see it. But this is a very significant step for Microsoft. They have they invested in South Africa with 2 major data centers in Cape Town and Johannesburg, and now they've launched this project. And what it is to get engineering talent and to get people studying the right things in Africa.
In Africa, so they're not bringing their people over to
exactly,
to
and
take over.
Finding work for developers in Africa, engineers. So starting with 100 in the next 2 years, and then moving up to 500, which is a total of $100 million, including working with universities, making sure that the curricula, the universities are studying, and the kinds of things that these youngsters are learning and coming out. And of course, East Africa and West Africa are real epicenters right now of mobile and tech innovation, and there's a lot going on that that in those two regions that they're looking to tap into, and it's just another example that Africa has huge potential, and that people are really putting their money where their mouth is. Actually,
well done to them.
Yeah,
Well done
very
to
impressive
Microsoft.
investment. I was up in Nairobi until yesterday with two of the real heavy hitters, the big corporate and executive vice president, Phil Spencer, who's oversees Xbox, all the gaming, and Mike Fortin, who's the lead engineer on this. These are pretty heavy hitters inside the organization, and it's a lot of money. So I feel quite heartened by the focus that
Fantastic.
South
Well,
Africa.
they can use our
Africa's
talent. They
getting.
must give us the credit.
Yeah.
They
I
must
know a
make sure
few
they
years
give us
ago, I mean, somebody remarked, and I was with some people at Wits University talk about innovation hubs. Nairobi already had a couple of innovation hubs.
They had the first
nothing,
one.
when we had nothing in Johannesburg.
Yeah, the very first one was called the iHub, the first in Africa. In fact, I was there yesterday just having a look at They moved to a new building. It's much slicker. You know, the idea is essentially that if you have a bunch of talented young people working on startups, that kind of concentration is contagious thing that you see when people work in a coffee shop. It's even more so when it's a tech hub and people are working on things. Google was running an incubator there yesterday.
Thanks,
Okay, well,
Toby.
that's where we'll have to leave it for now. Thank you very much.